Charles ain't finished. Charles ain't finished. Make sure you come ready to go this next week.
How about those?
Are you ready for the best Kansas City Chiefs insight? Welcome to the Four Guys in a Bar podcast, presented by Chiefs Blitz and sponsored by Eric Haynes with the Eric Haynes Group. If you're looking for a real estate expert, call Eric Haynes today at 816-729-3785. That's 816-729-3785. Now here is your Chiefs Blitz host, Nick Athan, with Lou Montagna, Andre Tillman, and Hense Todd.
Welcome back to the next edition of Four Guys in a Bar, presented by ChiefsBlitz.com, your number one source for Chiefs news, entertainment, fantasy, prognostication, whatever it might be. If you're looking for all the Chiefs news, check us out at ChiefsBlitz.com. I'm joined by my partner, Hense Todd, with Bowtie Sports. You can check out his podcast every Saturday, 1 o'clock Central Time. They talk all things Kansas City sports. Before we get started, let's bring in our sponsors. They're the ones who make the wheels turn around here. First up, my good friend, Mr. Eric Haynes with the Eric Haynes Real Estate Group. If you're looking for someone who can help you buy or sell a house in the greater Kansas City metropolitan area, there's nobody more I trust more than Eric Haynes. The reason I trust him is because he worked with me and Emily for 9 months to find our house. It was a long process, a lot of looks at different locations, a lot of negotiation, contracts going back and forth, adjustments. Whatever the situation arose, he took care of everything. And that's what you want when you're looking for a trusted real estate advisor. So call him today at 816-729-3785. You can email him at esaleskc@gmail.com.
Proud sponsor of Chief Who?
That is correct. Another proud sponsor is my incredible wife, Emily Athan. Hey, it's health enrollment time. If you're looking for an ACA plan or a private option, the marketplace options are open now between now and December 15th. What does that mean? That means if you're on an ACA plan or Obamacare plan and you want to get on a private plan, or maybe you just want to find a better government plan, Emily can help you sort it out. Whether you want to go private option or through the government, she'll be able to take care of you. So to get a free analysis and a free quote, give her a call today at 913-215-9086.
Emily.
That's right. Emily, indeed. And we've got our new sponsor, Resell Electronics.
Buy a cell phone at Resell Electronics and save up to 25%. Our phones are pre-owned and in great condition. We carry top brands like iPhones and Samsung. Sell us your old phone and we'll offer you cash on the spot. Resell Electronics in Independence.
That's right. Resell Electronics. Got two great locations, 1214 South Nolan Road, also down on 40 Highway in Independence. They've got your one-stop shop for all your consumer electronics, whether you want to buy or sell. And they got a great special coming up, their Black Friday events. There it is right there. 10% off all cell phones, 15% off all tablets, audio, monitors, video game accessories, cell phones, laptops, 20% off smartwatches. Buy 2 games, get 1 free. Buy 3 games, get 1 free, plus the free $1.10 game in a raffle. Can't beat that, so give them a call today. 816-886-7285, or even better, go to their 2 locations, tell them Chiefs Blitz sent you, and they'll give you an extra 10% off.
Resell
Electronics.
That's
Again,
right.
like I always have, I got some prompts here from the guys.
That's right. iPhone.
Down there to get your 10%.
So if you go there on Black Friday, okay, this is a serious question, Nick.
Yes.
You go there on Black Friday. Now, first off, the Chiefs are playing that day, so I
think 3 o'clock.
I trust you'll have some device on you that you can still watch the game. But on top of those savings, do you get an additional 10% for mentioning that the guys at Four Guys in a Bar told you to go?
I don't know that for sure, but ask for it anyway. There you go. How's
yes.
that?
Always be closing. ABC. Yes.
All right, Lou with the detail. He goes right on in, man. Lou want to make sure that everybody getting the quality service that they need. That's right. That's right.
No, definitely on the way out to the stadium. Hey, nothing better to go check them out. So get your electronics. So we appreciate Resell, our newest sponsor.
That's right.
We're excited to have them on board as well. So anyway, guys, the other 2 members, Lou Montagna and Andre Tillman.
Was that
Andre sporting his Arizona Cardinals cap again. That's 2 shows in a row.
faithfully?
Wasn't sporting it then. He wasn't faithful.
The proud Papa. And of course, for Lou's shoulder, he's got the back-to-back Super Bowl champion banner. Andre, something you can maybe dream about someday that the Cardinals will win a Super Bowl.
Works. It's in the works, man. We still working right now. We still working.
K1 NFC Offensive Player.
I didn't want to say it out loud, Lou.
No, really. Did the awards come out today?
The Minion, yes. We'll be talking about number 54 and the award that he got this week.
But, the mighty Minion.
We had to throw Kyler out there. Let's go.
That's love. That's love, Lou. The mighty Minion.
Yeah, and I think Nick's favorite quarterback in all of football of all time was the Offensive Player of the Week in the NFC. That's LJ8.
Yeah, LJ8.
And speaking of offense, guys, we have 2 guys that offense and defense that is on their way back for Kansas City, and that's Charles and Isaiah Pacheco is coming back to the team. What do you guys think about that so far?
Hey, I think for Pacheco, I think it's probably maybe a week or 2 ahead of schedule, considering the surgery. But he posted a video a couple weeks ago and said he's going to be back, which is great. I think that we'll talk more about the combination with Kareem Hunt. Charles Omenihu, I mean, that injury was basically the end of January, and we're looking at mid-November, and he's already back on the practice field, which is an ACL tear. That's good news. That's good progress. That means he's worked his tail off. And if you haven't watched his video series, please watch it. It is great stuff. Head coach Andy Reid confirmed it's unlikely that either Pacheco or Omenihu will play this week against Buffalo. There's a good possibility maybe the week after. I think they have a game at Carolina, if I'm not mistaken, might be a good opportunity at that point to get both those guys on the field. Of course, they'd have to make roster moves. And it'll be interesting to see what the Chiefs do at the running back position, which we'll talk about. But Omenihu, that's a big get. It's a big guy to have. If you can get him into form in December, give him a few weeks and a few games, and he can play as close to as what he was a year ago at this time, then that's really going to help this defense.
Yeah, 9-0. You don't even necessarily push anything at this point, right? So Charlie O, I mean, that's amazing coming off an ACL tear. Granted, he's not a running back or wide receiver making a lot of quick cuts, so maybe it's not going to be as intrusive as it would be at one of the other offensive skill positions. But in terms of Pacheco, again, that's another one that you're like, wow, okay. But again, we don't have to push it quite yet. We've got Kareem in there doing his thing, so this is great news.
All right, PM15 says Panthers feel like the Panthers game feel like the biggest trap game of all time.
Nah,
we're good. Be.
Panthers got nothing to lose, man. They ain't got nothing to lose, man. But
I feel like the last game was a trap game.
Yeah, I think the Broncos was the biggest trap game of the year.
I think
it got the curse got broke by the block kick. So
I think honestly, I think Omenihu coming back just in general, man, is huge. I think between those two and Pocket and Omenihu, I think Omenihu coming back is huge. Huge, man. And like I said, now on the back end, now you got legit pressure coming out, legit pressure from both sides. It's gonna be scary, man. So I think Omenihu for me is a real big deal for me, man.
Because now you got Spags, can go back to the future with that NASCAR package. Just throw all the defensive. You can put Uche, Omenihu, Chris Jones, Felix, Herring, whichever DNs you want to put in, Mike Dana. So, I mean, the pass rush, it's been really good. Maybe not, they don't have quite the sack numbers that some other teams have, but in terms of pressuring the quarterback,
right?
It's pretty special. So that's going to be something to watch and something to look forward to, even though the team's 9-0, looking forward to improving on both sides of the ball, getting some key pieces back.
Speaking of key piece that's coming back, here's some update on Juju Smith-Schuster.
Hey, Juju Smith-Schuster is expected to play this week at Buffalo. Now, Juju Smith-Schuster is also the favorite player for the birthday boy. Mr. Mango turned 22 years of age
today.
Oh,
my goodness.
22. God, he hasn't even
He got some hairs on that chinny chin chin.
He got some hairs, all right. So he went from right now to start, you know.
Happy birthday, young man. We appreciate all you do here. Everybody at the Four Guys in a Bar and the Chiefs Blitz owes you a major applause for all the work that you do.
Your hard work, man.
All the back end stuff, all the graphics, all the social media.
The juice.
What is the legal drinking age in jolly old England?
I believe it's 20.
I think 17.
I think it is 17. I think it's pretty young. So
not that it makes a difference. He's 22. Full grown man. Way to go, Mango.
Yes,
17 and lit. Drink all the juice you need, Mango. Drink all the juice you need, man. Drink it till you pop.
That's right. Have one on us. I don't know if Venmo goes overseas or not, but maybe we'll find out.
It's an app, Nick. It's on the internet.
It is, It is, huh?
So listen. Back to Juju though, man. Like him coming back. Where would you put him at though?
Wide receiver.
Yeah, wide receiver.
I know Robert Zero. I thought what X, Y, Z.
You put him in the slot. You put him in the slot.
Put him wherever you need him.
Yeah,
man. I mean, you're going to put him everywhere.
Put him in motion.
Where do you put D-Hop? You can put him outside. You can put him in the slot. You can put him anywhere you want. I guess that's the beauty of this offense is you don't necessarily have to designate. Well, we're going to put him here. He does do most of his damage over the middle of the field, but he can get there from anywhere. So yeah, it's just one more chess piece that you can put out there, and again, another professional wide receiver. So
it's going to help this offense.
So if you've got now D-Hop as let's say we'll put numbers on them as the number one receiver, having Juju as the number two is going to be pretty significant because that's kind of where he is at his best. He's always been best if there's been a number one receiver, right? Whether it was Antonio Brown or whoever. Yeah, you can't expect him to be the number one guy. It just never worked. Once Antonio left, his numbers went like not so good in Pittsburgh.
And that's all I was saying too. It was like, where you put Juju? Because to me, put him in the slot because where he did all his damage in the slots.
Again, it doesn't anywhere. I mean, I don't.
A lot of motion.
As long as he's open, that's all that I care about.
He got sure hands though. Juju do got sure hands though. I would give him that. His hands is legit too. So
yeah.
And one receiver I do like, that ain't getting a lot of credit is Watson, man, number 84. He's always there to find when it's big plays need to be made. He's somewhere around the ball. Him and Noah Gray. Shout out to Lou.
50 shades, baby.
Put the juice on him earlier this season, but
put the glaze hose on him. Not the juice. Put the glaze hose on him now.
But again, if Juju Smith coming back, I had to agree with Coach Drake. Put him in the slot. Put Xavier Worthy at the Z and put D-Hop as an X and let's rock, man. Let's rock.
Rock and roll, man. Let's get it.
Yep. No, I totally agree. It's going to be great that he's coming back. It's going to help this offense tremendously. It's scary to think about. I mean, if Juju stays healthy and Hopkins and Kelsey and Gray and Pacheco's coming back and we're looking to see, Hunt, Gray. I mean, and then if the rumors are true about Hollywood Brown being able to come back in December, I mean, better catch the Chiefs now while you can, because that offense is going to elevate by at least 5 or 6 points, maybe 7 points a game if those guys are on the field together in any fashion.
Well, it gives them a big advantage in different. You can really mix and match the personnel groupings a little bit more. Because right now when they do something unique, it's like 13 or 14 personnel. More so 13 lately because obviously Jody got hurt, and again that's just awful. It just really hurts my spirit.
It hurts my soul.
Can't stay on the team.
I know.
You know what's crazy, guys? All this icing, but the foundation has to get better.
What foundation?
The line got to get better.
Left tackle still has to be left tackle's like that Rubik's cube, man.
Come on, man, talk to him. Talk to him.
You never know what you're gonna get. Some weeks it's all right. Some weeks it's all right. Other weeks it's just
missing like 5 or 6 colors every other day. It's missing 5 or 6 colors every other day, man. Like,
well, it was fixed. My daughter fixed it, then I came and jacked it up. But
all right.
Yeah, I mean, left tackle is going to be an issue, but they'll
be a big issue, man.
They'll figure it out. I think Hendershot needs a little bit more time. I mean, he missed a couple of really big potential blocks there that might have opened up a couple of big plays.
Yeah, he just missed the whole thing. He missed the man's jersey. He didn't grab it.
You know, at that point, you're probably better off just holding and taking another down.
Might as well put some hands on that boy.
Are you sure we're not allowed to use video, are we?
Not really.
Like game video.
That would be awesome, though. That would be awesome.
Yeah, it would be awesome to actually point some of this stuff out because I watched the game a couple times. I don't know what you're referring to.
Oh man, he whiffed. He whiffed. He missed the whole jersey, man.
Yeah.
I said, "Damn!" I said, "How you miss and you chipping? How the hell do you miss that?"
He just ran right by him. He was supposed to chip him.
There
were a lot of protection issues. I mean, we can sit here and look at, we can blame Matea, we can blame Morris. At the end of the day, there are protection schemes designed to help the left tackle,
right?
And the Chiefs just didn't execute it very well. And there was some huge potential plays available to them. Mm-hmm. And then Patrick, kind of panicked in the pocket a little bit, even when he had clean pockets. So, at the end of the day, it's all going to be worked out. Once these weapons get back on the field, that changes a lot of what a defense can do and how risky they can go. And, still Patrick under pressure and third down and, blitz rate was still successful. So,
well, it's still, it wasn't like they were sending a ton of people. It was just, Benito on the outside was just unblockable or just they couldn't see him because he seemed like to be coming clean on every
We know who Benito is. We know damn well know who Benito is now.
And again, when they did go max protect, it did help out a little bit. So, maybe you'll see a little bit more of that against Buffalo.
I just hope
it just kind of changes. It kind of changes the whole game plan where it's going to be a little bit more. Again, you're playing to the defense, the number of possessions. If you're kind of matriculating the ball down the field in small chunks, it limits your possessions. So the efficiency factor has to go through the roof because if you make one mistake in the red zone or whatever, now all of a sudden that 4-point swing that in the 3 points versus 7, it just comes back to bite you in the ass like it did against Denver. So you really got, when you do play like that, which is great because the defense is rested, but the offense better be on point, like almost 100%, or you're going to get into these weird games, even though it looks like you may have dominated, with time of possession. Unless you're getting the points, it doesn't matter.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You're right.
So let's get it right into Chiefs Who.
My goodness, Hensley, let's go. Band. What have we been waiting for? Strike up Hensley. Here we go. There we go. Chief Who, brought to you by Eric Haynes and the Eric Haynes Group. It's the greatest game on the internet, greatest trivia game on the internet. I don't know if we have numbers backing that up, but I like to think it is. Okay, so scoreboard. Ken St. Clair, 2. Kareem, 2. Haven't seen or heard from Kareem in a while. Hopefully he's okay and can jump back in here at some point. So, as always, if there's new participants out there, we want you to participate in this game. I'm going to read a series of concocted clues that will describe a current Kansas City Chief. Your job is to, at any point during those clues, put in the chat who you think this Chief might be. And of course, we're all on the honor system. We realize you have access to the internet, but again, just use your own wits and your football acumen. So here we go.
At the internet, these Chiefs.
Here we go.
Off my side.
Clue number 1. This Chief played at an iconic high school program. Yes, you've heard this clue before, but I love it. Played an iconic high school program. His college team has a legendary nickname. Mythical, you might say.
Notre Dame?
This Chief
it's a player, man.
Shares 2 things in common with a current college basketball player, basketball star.
Juju Smith-Schuster.
We have a winner, and it's Nick. Now, he hasn't disclosed a prize yet, but we're just going to say he wins.
He keep his money.
Nick. All right. Last two clues real quick. He's a head over heels cook. And then also he only works for the best. So, okay. He played at Long Beach Poly. At one point, they had the most NFL players all time. His college team is a legendary nickname, which is the Trojans. Obviously, from Greek mythology, the Trojan War, the Trojan horse, and all about that. And the two things in common he has with Juju Watkins, probably going to be the National Women's Player of the Year. Same name, same school, USC. He's head over heel. He's a head over heels cook. Obviously, he wears number 9. Brian Cook wears number 6. Yeah. And then he only works for the best: Steelers, Chiefs, Patriots. So there you have it. So for those of you that say the fix is in, there you have it. Nick, way to go.
Yeah, the Trojan. I knew once you said Trojans, I knew it was him.
I didn't say
I tried
Trojans,
to wait, but the mythical.
You had to discern that, Nick, and that was pretty awesome.
Nick out of nowhere. Nick first shot, he made it. First shot, half court shot. Nick makes it, man.
Sorry, Kenny. Sorry about your three-peat.
Should we leave it up to the fans, not to the people?
I'm sorry.
I'm just saying.
Coincidentally, Juju coming back this week.
I got excited about that. That fact that I knew the answer like almost right away. So, hey, I've had a tough week. All right, so I'm going to take my glory today.
Even like they say, even a blind squirrel finds an acorn.
That's right.
Even a blind squirrel finds his way.
All right, gang. Thanks for playing. Thanks, Nick, for spoiling everybody's fun. But yeah, way to go. No problem. Again, folks, that was Chief Who. Brought to you by
All right, Nick, we're going to put you on a fourth grade. What is the prize? We all wants to know the prize.
I told you I was going to do it next week, so I haven't decided. I've narrowed it down to about 4 or 5 different things. So
we want our prize, Nick. We want it now.
The prize in the back. No, the prize is right there in the corner, waiting to be used. That's your prize.
Yeah, I know.
Give us the prize, Nick. Go ahead.
I know.
It may as well be the prize. No one's using it.
I am an ultimate man of my word. It's just unfortunately I still got to practice.
All right, we're going to go right into the sponsors. Go ahead, Nick.
All right, first up, let's talk about my good friend, Mr. Eric Haynes with the Eric Haynes Real Estate Group. If you're looking for someone who can help you buy or sell a house in the greater Kansas City metropolitan area, there's nobody better than Mr. Eric Haynes. So call him today at 816-729-3785, or you can email him at esaleskc@gmail.com.
Proud sponsor of Juju Smith-Schuster.
And next up, my incredible, amazing wife, Emily Athan. It is the time to buy health insurance. Open enrollment has begun. It will last until December 15th. So you have about 4.5 more weeks before you can get an ACA plan, government plan. But if you're looking for a private option, Emily can put together a plan for you that maybe has better access to a nationwide PPO network, lower deductible, lower premiums, and all around better plan for you or your family. Either way, let her decipher that for you, show you all the options. You can call her today, 913-215-9086. Emily, that's right. And our new sponsor, Resell Electronics.
Get the best deals on new and used electronics at Resell Electronics. TVs, laptops, Apple Watches, cameras, cell phones, plus so much more. And if you're into gaming, we carry new gen as well as vintage consoles. Resell Electronics in Independence.
That's right, Resell Electronics. You got 2 great locations, Nolan Road in Independence and down on 40 Highway. They've got a great sale coming up for Black Friday, so you want to take advantage of that. You can call them at 816-886-7285. Make sure you tell them that the guys at Chiefs Blitz sent you. There's their Black Friday sale. Listen, all that 10% off cell phones, 50% off tablets, 20% off smartwatches. Buy 2 games, get 1 free, and a raffle. Who knows what you're going to get in the raffle? It's going to be something great. There's no question about it. So check out Resell Electronics.
Resell.
Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah.
What happened to you, Luke? You put down your phone, your computer screen and stuff. You
we lost you.
Nah, Nick got it right the first time, and Lou panicked.
Yeah. So what happened? Are you gonna pull your laptop down?
It's just gonna be my head.
Oh, okay. So what
It's
that
like a minion. It's like a minion for real.
Like a real minion.
For real. Yeah, man.
It's all good.
There you go. There you go, sir. There you go. So let's get right into it, guys. What makes Leo Chenal so special?
He's athletic. He's just athletic. He's just very athletic, man. And he is IQ, and he's very athletic. From what I'm saying, you can't teach that. You just can't teach it, man. So that's what I take away from Leo. He's just very athletic, man, and he's got a high IQ. He's a weapon. He's just a weapon. You put that man anywhere in that field, man, he's going to make a play. So he's a special guy, a special guy, man. So yeah, he's just very athletic, man.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, I was really excited when they drafted him. He's kind of one of those unknown names, and not a lot of people thought about. But you watch his college tape, and he did everything. He was a pass rusher. He did a lot of that. I mean, he's good on. Obviously, he's great on special teams. The way they dissected that block punt against the Broncos, the fact that he, pummeled his guy and made the leap, what he does on defense. I mean, he's the ultimate glue warrior for this football team. He can do so many different things. And I say this all the time, when you have a 53-man roster, you got your superstars, but you need those glue guys. Like Tranquil's a glue guy. I think Bolton is a borderline superstar, glue guy. But Leo Chenal just does anything that the Chiefs ask him to do. He's out there as a fullback, in short yardage situations. I mean, he's done everything you can ask for. And kind of like how we felt about Tranquil next year, this is a guy they need to re-sign. I think you can give him the same amount of money and he would accept it. They obviously let Willie Gay go a year ago, and that's worked out pretty well because they thought Leo should be on the field. And it doesn't matter. First down, second down, third down, they give him the opportunity. And he's one of the primary reasons that they're so good defensively, because nobody around him has to worry about him not doing his job. And that's important.
Mm-hmm. Well, he's just like the ultimate football player, right? Yeah. I mean, he embodies kind of the spirit of this team and just being completely unselfish, right? I mean, he could easily be a great edge rusher. He could easily be one of the best linebackers in the league. He can easily be just about anything he wants to be. So that's the key to this whole thing, is that wherever he is needed, he goes, and he doesn't just go like on special teams. He's there to be the best at wherever they use him. So he's just the guy that you cheer for, because again, unselfish and can do anything. He's like Superman, basically. Like the guy, I think the teammates call him that because he's just such a super freak athletically.
Yeah.
Super freak. He's the Rick James on his defense, huh?
Rick James.
Yeah.
I met Rick James once.
Rick James a bad boy though, but
James.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
He
was bald. He was bald. That totally shocked me. I'm backstage and he puts his wig on. I'm like, what?
Wig?
That's not your real hair?
That's a wig?
Bald.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
You learn something every day.
But Leo Chenal, man, I think he's very special. A key player to this defense, man. Like fumble recovery in the playoffs, the block extra punt that he gave credit to Dana for in the Super Bowl. And also, the kick that was blocked, and they're heard around the world. The Broncos. The kid is special, man. Like I said, I want to see more from him. I know I know they're using him on pass rushing as well. I think the kid would be a great D lineman, a great pass rusher, instead of like a linebacker. That's what I would use it for. He got the strength for it, the speed for it.
AFC Special Teams Player of the Week.
Yeah, congrats.
Right? And he's a starter on defense. I don't know how. You'd have to go back. I don't know how far you'd have to go, because typically it's a kicker or a punter.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Sometimes it's like a gunner that makes like a huge play, like on a muff punt or something like that. But for somebody that's a starter on defense to win that award, that's pretty special.
Yeah.
Yeah, very special. Kid's been playing ball, man. So let's get right into it. What are we expecting when Isaiah Pacheco to come back?
Just both sides. I expect for take a little bit of pressure off of Hunt, and I feel like both sides gonna complement each other. That's about it though. But like he's more quicker. He's more quick than Hunt is. So I feel like it's gonna be that 1-2 punch. So it's gonna be a good combination coming back.
Yeah, he obviously, he had a pretty good running mate in Cleveland. They seem to work well together. I think Andy's just going to have a lot of fun with this offense. And again, they don't have to bring Isaiah back quickly. Hunt seems to be absorbing the punishment that he seems to welcome. He's in the ice bath, for 2 days after a Sunday game, and he's back at practice on Wednesday, ready to rock and roll. And he's so happy to be back in Kansas City. And even in today's press conference, if you watched it, he just had a smile on his face answering questions. And even though they were mundane questions and there wasn't a whole lot of thought process involved in having to answer the questions, he just exudes a guy who just loves the opportunity, loves to be hit. And so with Pacheco, I could envision Andy putting both of them on the field at the same time.
That's what I would do.
You put one in the slot and you put one in the backfield, and you can have a lot of fun with this. But I think Hunt's better at the screen pass game than I think Pacheco is. But Hunt's a bruiser, and with Pacheco, he's also a bruiser. And now he's got somebody beside him and next to him who's his equal. And it's going to be interesting to see how Pacheco responds to that. So they could have a little friendly competition, but they're gonna work very well together. And I think Andy Reid is going to be having a lot of fun with these guys on the field.
So you've heard these different backfields, or they call it Thunder and Lightning, or in Detroit, Sonic and Knuckles,
peanut butter and jelly.
This is going to be Thunder and Thunder because you got basically two guys that just run really, really hard. Now Isaiah's got more straight line, more straight line speed, I would say for sure. But Hunt's maybe a little bit better with the contact balance. But Isaiah has a good contact balance because I think that's one of the traits that they look for when they bring a running back into Kansas City. It's not going to be the same as McKinnon, but I think you'll see Hunt in there a lot more on third downs because of what Nick was saying, his receiving ability. And you saw it a little bit more this past game against Denver. I think he had like 5 or 6 receptions. Eventually, if Isaiah is 100% back to where he was before the injury, whenever that is, you'll see kind of like a 60-40 split with Isaiah being the 60. Right now, they're using Kareem as much as they are out of necessity. I don't think they would. I don't think they envisioned him having to do this, right? Like some of these other, like P. Ryan was going to do something. Carson Steele was going to be a little bit more impactful, but they really haven't. They have been in spots, but again, they don't trust them enough to have that big of a split. So Isaiah, I think eventually when he is right, it'll be 60-40. You'll see Hunt a lot more in third downs and passing situations because one, he's great in blitz pickup and he can catch the ball and get out in space. And just, if he's going up against smaller guys, whether it's linebackers or corners and safeties, he's going to run people over like he normally does. But, now he's got smaller guys trying to tackle him. So those plays will be a little bit more explosive. So nothing but good is going to happen here. And I don't think either one of them will feel like cheated because the other's getting opportunities.
You just said something said something that made sense, though. Go ahead, Bo.
I hope I usually say things that make sense, but I'm glad.
I'm just saying.
For a change, right?
yeah, there you go.
I can't wait to see what happens, man. I also I can't wait to the that mic'd up with Kareem Hunt come out because I want to see that. I
think it came out yesterday, so I think they released it tonight. So
was it part of the franchise?
Yeah.
So I want to see that, man, because the kid is. You got to let you know what the organization is thinking about him, how, they micing him up, he's out here, he's carrying the rock, happy to be back, So, hey,
they do have editing privileges suggesting
they do have editing privileges. You're correct. They need to. But
I say the best of both worlds right here, right? You can't go wrong with either one. So you got Isaiah Pacheco, Kareem Hunt coming out the backfield. Now that's gonna actually set up this. But again, we could talk about this all day. I just hit me in the head what Drake said. Yeah, we can sit here and talk about this all day, but it all starts with that left.
Well, hold on. Before we get to that, I mean, Ken Sinclair has a great question. You know, is Clyde Edwards-Helaire coming back? Here's the dilemma. Here's the dilemma they have. You know, they're not going to get rid of P. Ryan. I think that would just be a mistake. He won't clear waivers to get him back on the practice squad. They're certainly not giving up on Carson Steele, who I think is the future starting running back for this football team. So, you know, with Clyde Edwards, they're not going to carry 5 backs. So
I think the handwriting's been on the wall.
I think they're going to put him on IR to end the season.
Went and got Kareem Hunt, and he hasn't had an opportunity at all. Yeah. So that tells you exactly now. And now you throw Pacheco back into the mix. There's no way that, unless somebody gets hurt, there's no reason for him to be up.
Yeah, I think he's done in Kansas City. I think they'll put him.
Yeah, I watched the interview on the pivot with him.
I did. I didn't know some of that stuff. I was surprised. I didn't realize what had completely taken place because he never really talked about. He never really got into specifics.
Come over, Hunt.
Yeah. No. Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
Oh, okay.
And I thought the pivot did a great job of letting him kind of tell his story in the side. And, you know, he had some nice things to say about some of the players, especially Travis Kelce, who's just been there for
I think he was probably comfortable with, you know, RC, Ryan Clark is an LSU guy as well. So I'm sure he's, you know, both from Louisiana too. So, you know, they have a lot of shared experience. But did that situation happen with his friend? That happened while he was at LSU or before? I think was he still in high school?
I think it was at LSU. You know, he had a lot. I think this stuff came out before the draft, and I think that everybody did their due diligence, and then they saw the game he had in the championship game and thought, okay, he'll be all right. You know, he's good. But you know, I mean, the fact that he's talking about, you know, post-stress issues and you know, it's good awareness, and he's taken the mantle, and I'm very proud of him for doing so. You know, talking about a subject that isn't just about going to war, and you know, there are a variety of things that happen with mental illness and depression. So, kudos to him for, you know, bringing light to it, and I thought Ryan Clark did a terrific job with him.
Yeah. And it's nothing personal. It's just not a good fit right now.
Yeah, that's all it is.
Hey, real quick, a little bit off subject, real quick. A little bit off subject, real quick. Now we talking about mic'd up. You guys see Kyler Murray when he was mic'd up? You ever talking about Sonics and talking about Taco Bell? Hey, listen, when you doing good. Hey, listen.
That's all I heard. I didn't hear the whole.
Listen. When you're doing good and you executing the game, playing very well, and the coach say, "Have a seat." You can have those type of conversations. You know what I'm saying? We're not knocking the Jets. That's all I'm saying. I'm just saying, you know.
Well, for the few of us that weren't privy to that awesome video or audio, Coach, maybe you should share that.
Oh, well, I'm almost definitely try to share. Just send it to the group or to talk about it right now.
No, just mention how to explain what happened.
So basically, after the beatdown,
to do this, he don't. Yeah.
Okay. Well, after my guys did the beatdown on the Jets, they said, "Well, hell, Colin, go and have a seat." They were discussing about restaurants and where you from and what you eat. You know, James Conner said you never had Sonics. You know what I'm saying? So he was like, "Hey, Taco Bell," and they jacked it up. Yeah.
James Conner from Erie McDowell, man. That's right. Man. We never had a Sonic here, so I can attest to that. I don't know. He did go to college in Pittsburgh though, so I don't know if they've got him down there.
Yeah. So can Charles Omenihu make an impact on this defense, Luke?
Well, gosh, I hope so. Yeah, he did last year. Again, it all depends on his health. I mean, if he's right, he's I don't want to say like one of the best edge rushers in the league, but he's pretty damn good. I mean, he certainly, if he was healthy for an entire year, you'd expect, 8 to 10 sacks out of him. Right. So yeah, he definitely will make an impact. We'll see. I'm sure it will be greater as time goes on, as we march through the playoffs. So I don't expect anything less if he's healthy. Yeah,
I agree. I mean, he's going to be a free agent next year. He's he's talked to the Chiefs. He wants a contract extension. He's looking for some money. If he can get 4 or 5 sacks and make some plays in the postseason, he's going to have some better leverage, and the Chiefs have some decisions to make. I think probably this is his, he's turned into one of my favorite players. I don't know why. I just kind of relate to the guy just because of what he's been through. He wasn't used right with the 49ers. I just think he's a good person and a good dude, and I want to see him succeed. But he adds an element that, gives him a better rotation, and that's what you want. I mean, you got Karlaftis out there, and, he can also play inside if he has to too. So, he and Chris Jones inside and, in passing situations.
A lot of flexibility.
Yeah. Just, and I mean, if I'm Steve Spagnuolo right now, I'm just in heaven. I got a plethora of linemen that I can rotate, pass rushers. I've got really good linebackers. I've got some really good corners. I've got some young guys that, are going to have 6 or 7 weeks to get their act together to get ready for the postseason. But, he's got to be thrilled that Omenihu is going to be back, and he won't play this week. But, maybe he comes back for a few snaps against Carolina. If not, in the Raiders game, that might be even better place to debut him.
Speed past that, like you didn't just say what you just said.
Spags is living his best life.
Hold on, he said Charles Omenihu wasn't used properly in
San Francisco.
How was he? I think he was. Do what you think, Luke.
No, they were bouncing him inside and outside, and he never really had a position. There were a lot of injuries. He was asked to do 2 different things. His statistics weren't great. He only had 5
we just
sacks.
talked about how versatile he is and how that would make an impact for the Chiefs. So you're entitled to your opinion. I never saw that. I mean, I thought he was really good with Houston. He was really good with San Francisco, and that's why the Chiefs signed him, was because of that versatility, because he had the ability to play inside. Now, in San Francisco, you almost have to, because at that point, you had guys like obviously Bosa, Hargrave, other guys that have since left, but at one time they had kind of like the NASCAR package that Spags has right now. Right. So yeah, whatever. I mean, again, he maybe not. I don't know. I liked what they did with him in San Francisco, and I think they will do the same thing here, like you said. On passing downs, they can kick him inside, and now if you got George and Uche on the outside, Chris Jones and Charlie O in the middle. I don't know. I mean, I don't know that you're going to get much better than that as a 4-unit team across the league.
Yeah, I said exactly. He's going to make an impact, especially for the secondary on the back end. We've been discussing about getting a corner number 2, but when you bring this guy down, it doesn't really matter, because as long as you got a great pass rush, the back end is going to eat. So he is going to make an impact.
Yeah, because
the Chiefs.
He was wrecking that in the Ravens game, the last game he played in. He chased down LJ8.
All about health with Charles.
Yeah, that was sad to see. He didn't get to play against the 49ers in the Super Bowl, and it's just awful.
If he come out there and really plays to that level, man, with this defense, man, it is going to be scary, because
he seems awfully motivated to document the entire rehab, because from a mental standpoint, maybe that motivated him, because he knew it was going to be was something that was being recorded, and he just wanted to prove to everyone that whatever his prediction was before the rehab started was he's going to get back, for this season, before the season ended. And here he is. I would say he's pretty fired up.
I have a question to Lou. Who would you say to dress best? Charles Omenihu or Jawan Taylor? Out of those 2, which ones you would say to dress best?
You put a qualifier on it. I was going to say the bow tie for sure, but big guys, to me, it's hard to really look that good, because it's got to be custom. It's got to be custom. I'll go back to the pictures that you shot, and I'll say
part of clothes, sir.
Yeah, Charles Omenihu.
Yeah, when you shot the ring ceremony, but then didn't go inside. So man,
we talking about how these people are dressing, man.
He did the red carpet.
Man, who cares about these men dressing? What are you doing on the field?
We did a whole fit list.
We did.
Man.
Dang.
It was beautiful.
I bet it was.
Xavier Howard, Mr. Talking Like Cardinals fan. What you got to say?
No.
That's it. All right, what you got to say, Nick?
I'll put it this way. Let's see how the secondary does this week against Buffalo, because I don't think the secondary is going to be challenged until they play the Chargers in a few weeks. So if they really struggle in this game, then I think they did reach out to him. He's just asking for too much money. And for somebody who's in a situation where, nobody, he went to Cincinnati and he wasn't there 24 hours and he left without a contract offer. And
of all
so I don't
teams,
think
Cincinnati's not going to give anybody.
They ain't gonna get the Bengals are cheap, and he thought they were desperate.
And you would have thought, again, if you've got an age, you make these calls or whatever. You're a veteran. You're not like some unknown guy in this practice squad. Whatever. They know who he is. Bring him in. Hey, if he's healthy, we're going to say. But this is what we're the agent's job is. This is kind of what we're looking for. So we'll come in for a physical. We'll submit to that. But if he passes, this is the deal we're looking for. So I don't know if they had that conversation, how that went. Yeah. It seems to me, and again, this is pure speculation, but there must be something to this case that is giving teams pause. Or there's something with his previous injuries that they're not quite comfortable with to give him the kind of money he's looking for, which – again, it's not an exorbitant amount that if he is able to play to the level that he's played to this point in his career, it's a bit of a bargain. For me, if you're just looking for a rest of the year rental and you're thinking that your guys are just so bad, we need somebody in there.
Baltimore, if I'm Baltimore, I'm all over.
So there's a couple of things that play here. You're saying to yourself, our guys, they've been here the entire year through training camp. They know this defense. They've been in it for a few years. Is this guy coming in off the street going to be willing to get in, basically learn all these different things? We're not just going to throw you out there. You play man to man and the rest of us will play the regular defense. It doesn't work that way. So,
I can see him going to Buffalo though. I can see Howard going to Buffalo.
He could go anywhere. Anybody's right now could use help at corner. I don't think there's any team that would sit there and tell you that, hey, we're good.
I got you. But the way Buffalo plays right now, I think Buffalo are going they are a championship caliber team. That would be a good.
That's what tells me there's something that with every team has a security group. They do, even though he hasn't been charged, there must be something there that they're not comfortable with because it's just, somebody that has been this good at that position, unless it's health related, it's got to be something character wise. So
they have a question.
So the answer is no, I guess, at this point for me.
Kenny, he's I think he's asking between $3 and $4 million for the rest of the season. I don't think the league minimum is, $1.1 million. Maybe he gets double that from a contender, but
here's a guy that is probably worth. I mean, at his best, is worth about $18 million a year.
Yeah,
if you can get him for half of the season for $4 million, you got to have the cap space to do it, but it's kind of a bargain. So that, again, I keep repeating myself, there's more to this, and that's why he's not on it.
I have some breaking news.
Bring it, Hense.
It is breaking news. I don't have a graphic.
We need the sound effect. Let's go.
Diamond Sports Group has just cut a deal with Prime Video. Your Kansas City Royals, you'll be able to watch the Royals out of market or in market going forward. You got to pay a price.
I'm almost glad you didn't bring up the breaking news thing because, quite frankly,
we got a lot of Royals fans on here who didn't get to watch the team last year.
Nick, I get it. You've done this for many years, but okay, Chief, we're trying to get as much engagement as possible, and you jump in with the ants. Okay, fine, I get it. You got a little ahead of yourself.
Hey, Lou, what the hell, Lou?
News, some kind of baseball viewing thing that's not going to happen till next spring, and it's breaking news?
Lou, man.
What are we doing?
What the hell? Lou said, hold on, wait. Well, hold on. What?
He can get it. No more Valley Sports. Yes. Okay.
Speaking of the Royals, are the Chiefs choosing to move?
Love you, Nick.
Go ahead,
You're my man.
Go ahead, take the
Appreciate
question.
that, guys. I was leading into this segment here of what we're going to talk about next. Okay.
Okay. Here we go.
I did have a vision, even though it was interrupted.
All right. Look at Clark.
All right. Are the Chiefs close to moving westward?
Well, in his life.
The Bob Fesco reported yesterday that the Kansas City Royals are looking at a place in Johnson County for those living in the area at 119th and Knoll, which is the T-Mobile campus next to a town center. It is a possibility. They have not spoke with people on the Missouri side in a while, and that's created an opportunity for them to go to Kansas. For the Chiefs, gambling did pass in the state of Missouri, so that's certainly going to help. There is some talk about maybe doing part of the facility, like the training complex in Kansas City, Kansas, and maybe renovating or building a new Arrowhead. It's still too close to call, using a political term we heard way too often last week. But I think the Chiefs right now...
Too close to call or too early to call?
I think it's too close to call. I think the Hunt family, to their credit, still has a tug of heart when it comes to Arrowhead. The problem is, if you go to Kansas City, Kansas, you can get a practice facility. You can get a brand new dome stadium. You can get shops,
quote unquote, king's ransom.
Yeah, you can get everything, and it depends on how they manipulate the land. If they give the land,
well, you get tornadoes. You can get some tornadoes as well. So
yeah, you get some tornadoes in Kansas. Well, Dorothy and Toto are always alive. But it just depends on how Kansas City, Kansas deals with the surplus of money they can give the Chiefs. It depends on what the price point's going to be for the land, whether they're going to charge them something or nothing. That lowers the cost down. But either way, if the Chiefs build their dream facility, it's a $5 billion process, maybe $4 billion. And, it's going to be expensive. So the big issue for the Chiefs is this. If they want to take advantage of the Patrick Mahomes era, they need to break ground somewhere next year. So he's 33, 34 when the new stadium is built, and they get a couple of years out of him. Maybe they get more at that point. Who knows? We don't even know if Patrick Mahomes is going to play in the NFL that long.
Like Lenny and Arrowhead.
Yeah, you just Lenny. Same thing. They kind of Lenny got him to that point when he won the Super Bowl. So I think it's going to be really difficult. And now that the Royals are looking at Johnson County, well, they're going to want some Kansas money as well. And Johnson County is the richest county in the country. It's bigger. It has more money than Beverly Hills. I mean, it's that rich. So. How are they going to work it out? I mean, you had Town Center and the T-Mobile complex where they've got all those parking. They got 6 empty garages. A lot of cars can do. They can still do tailgate. They can still do a lot of things there. So this kind of puts a wrinkle in what the Chiefs might want to do. But we'll see. The gambling passing in Missouri certainly helped, but I don't think it was the clincher.
It's all about money, guys.
What specifically did they pass in terms of gambling? What will they allow?
Basically, they will allow you to gamble online, just like they do in Kansas. So basically,
but I mean, is it including casinos, sports betting?
Yeah, there's a casino that's going up at the Lake of the Ozarks. There will be a casino attached to the Chiefs, whether they build in Missouri or Kansas. There'll be a casino hotel that's going to be attached to the project because they'll kick in a lot of money too.
I don't see them going anywhere. I don't see the Chiefs going anywhere. I probably see the Royals going to Kansas, but I'm not see the Chiefs moving to Kansas only because the Missouri betting. That's what Kansas had on Missouri was the betting, and the Missouri's already got that approved. So. And plus, the stadium is historic. It's just like Limbo. So I feel like, and like Clark said, he said he wasn't looking for a dome. He came out.
That's not true.
Well, that's what he said on.
That's changed. That's he came out. He came out and said in the press conference.
Let the man speak, Bo. Let the man speak now.
I was speaking at first.
Go ahead. I'll let you finish.
But then Clark Hunt did come out of his mouth to say that. They were not looking for a home. something like that.
Well,
so
that's kind of what the family has to weigh: is the sentimental piece
It's about the money,
or do we want to potentially host a Super Bowl at some point? And without the dome, I don't think they get it.
Yeah, here's the thing.
It's about the money.
Clark Hunt, at the time they were doing that reimagination project, which was part of the tax vote, he indicated he didn't care about having a dome. He changed that stance when he spoke to the media a couple of months ago. It's kind of where the state of the Chiefs are, and indicated, well, now we're looking at all options, including a dome. So listen, Patrick Mahomes is a generational, once-in-a-lifetime quarterback, and you're going to ride those coattails. You're going to get a new facility. I have no problem with them staying at Arrowhead, but I don't know how they're going to be able to build the infrastructure that you're going to need around a stadium. You know, a brand new training facility. You're going to need a Hall of Fame building. You're going to need shops and restaurants. And I don't think that land, because the Royals are still there and the Chiefs are still playing at Arrowhead.
Good point, Lou.
How they can build that up enough in time to take advantage of Pat Mahomes. If they go to Kansas City, Kansas, they can break ground next year. And by 2028, they can have a brand new stadium. So, and
they can get Twister with them too.
What's that?
They can get Twister with them too. You know.
Okay, well, whatever. Quit worrying about the tornadoes. Okay, man?
Negative self, man.
Wait a second. So wait, I'm not that familiar with the geography. So the twisters and tornadoes stay in Kansas. They don't.
No, he thinks
they don't spill. They don't spill into Missouri at all.
Yeah, they spill into Missouri. Trust me.
Is there like a wall?
Hey, well, listen.
Did you see the one in Clay County 2 years ago? That thing took the entire sky out.
Hey, me and Ruben don't get along sometimes because Ruben be on my coattails. But Ruben said, "Hey, no dome, no Super Bowl," and that's real talk.
Right.
Bring in money.
You're talking about a Final Four rotation.
Yeah.
You're talking about concerts. You know, you're talking about an incredible. The NFL Combine is going to start rotating, so you know that would be something else.
Bring in the money.
So
you already got
again,
the Super Bowls.
Pure speculation. I mean, if you had to put a percentage on it, Nick, how much does Donovan's input?
I'm a Missourian.
How much does Donovan's input impact Clark?
Sure.
How much do his kids, his brother?
Clark is now that you know, God rest her soul, Norma has passed. I mean, this is Clark's ultimate decision. I think Mark Donovan has done a terrific job. I'm a huge Mark Donovan guy.
Yes, he has to pull the trigger. But I guess
he is negotiating.
How much do you feel that the people that influence him have on his decision?
I think Mark Donovan has a significant cachet with Clark Hunt. I think if Mark points to him and says, okay, here's what we can look at: revenue, cost. 2 years, 4 years, 8 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, until you sell the franchise or turn it over to Gracie Hunt or whatever you decide to do with it at some point, or sell it to Patrick Mahomes. This is what you're going to get. If we stay here in Missouri, this is what's going to cost. Here's what the state's offering. He's just going to compare it.
I think. Can I ask you this? If you was Clark Hunt, which one you choose?
I go to Kansas City, Kansas, and I don't think twice.
Hello, got my vote.
I just don't. I just don't think you think twice about it.
And there's where I kind of agree with Hense. And really, what makes
Clark beat up shoe,
give him pause
beat shoe,
is just the fact that his dad built that stadium. And that's just a huge part of his family, his childhood, everything was just an entire family history in that one place. And again, there's a lot of logic and being pragmatic about it. And that's why I said maybe the younger people, like his daughter, perhaps can have his ear a little bit and say, okay, we have to look towards the future. I'm going to be the new owner. You know, these are the types of things that I'm looking for. All due respect to granddad, you know, we move forward, right? We can't.
Here's
can't
one
keep
big,
driving the old Honda, man.
Here's one big caveat that you have to think about. I mean, Keogh's now the new governor. Parsons is on his way out. However, in Missouri, you have the St. Louis Blues, the St. Louis Cardinals. They're on track to potentially get an NBA franchise. You know, they're going to want renovations and upgrades. The University of Missouri is going to want state money. There are a lot more places in which Missouri have to spend money on their sports team. In Missouri, if the Chiefs stay, they're going to need a multi-billion-dollar commitment of funds with a newly elected governor, with regardless if it's a Republican or Democrat Congress in Missouri, it makes no difference. It's not a state that normally does these kinds of things. So on the Kansas side, the University of Kansas has used all private funds and grants to build their new stadium and their new gateway project. So there's there's nothing that's going to interfere with, competing dollars in Kansas like it will in Missouri. Now, again, Missouri has already lost to St. Louis Rams, who obviously,
say what you will about how that happened. It still happened.
It still happened.
That's got to be still in in the back of everybody's mind.
And the political structure in Kansas City is not strong to where I think they can overcome the money and the stuff and the goodies.
Move on,
Kansas.
Move forward, man. You already got your rings, Kansas City, man. You already got your rings, Missouri.
That's a good point.
Go ahead, move to Kansas, man. Let's get it. Let's get it, man. Bring in the money. Bring in the money.
Well, it sounds like
bring in the money.
Kansas is making the Godfather deal.
Kansas is going for broke. They're all in for the Chiefs.
You got gambling. You got Super Bowls coming, man. You got malls, man.
That's an offer they can't refuse.
And they might refuse it. And Hense could be entirely right.
The old Honda Civic. You want to say where the old Honda Civic leaking oil?
It'll be soon. It's not good. This is going to happen during the regular season.
And of course, at worst case, best case for it could just be a negotiating tool, of course.
And plus, the NFL will kick in money for this too. Don't trust me; they'll kick in some money.
Hell yeah,
yeah. I don't see them going anywhere. But hey, we all.
You know what? For the purist, I agree with you.
Dre is the view. That's what he is. That's what he is. But I'm
the view.
Those four letters are not allowed on this show.
Okay.
Hold on. Wait a second.
And you're McCoy. Hey, you're McCoy, sir. McCoy.
Hold on. Wait a second. You guys know I have no life. I only watch sports. What are we referring to now?
I can't say it.
I'll leave it alone. We go.
You brought it up.
Hey, he opened up that can.
I may not be the only one that has no idea what you're talking about.
It's a television show, and it's just a bad one, and that's all there is to it. I'm going to leave it at that.
Let's go.
All right, let's talk about our sponsors, something a lot more enjoyable. Let's first talk about Eric Haynes with the Eric Haynes Group. If you're looking for someone who can help you buy or sell a house in the greater Kansas City metropolitan area, he is your guy. You can call him at 816-729-3785, or you can check him out, email, tell him that Chiefs Blitz sent you. eSellsKC@gmail.com.
Proud sponsor of Juju Smith Schuster.
That's right. And another proud sponsor is my incredible wife, Emily Athan. Open enrollment has begun. It will last until December 15th. So if you're looking for a government option or a private option that she has through United Healthcare, give her a call today at 913-215-9086, and she'll give you a free quote. She'll analyze your current plan and find the best option for you, your family, or your small business.
Emily.
That's right.
Emily.
Next up, our new sponsor.
Deals on new and used electronics at Resell Electronics. TVs, laptops, Apple Watches, cameras, cell phones, plus so much more. And if you're into gaming, we carry new gen as well as vintage consoles. Resell Electronics in Independence.
That's right, Resell Electronics. They've got a great sale coming up on Black Friday, which is 2 weeks from 2 weeks from Friday. Their sale, there's their little pamphlet right there, 10% off cell phones, 15% off tablets and accessories, laptops, 20% off watches. You can buy games too. Get one free, 3 get one free, plus a free $10 game for any purchase of any console and a raffle. So check out their locations in Independence, both on Nolan Road and South in 40 Highway. Call them today at 816-886-7285. Tell them that Chiefs Blitz sent you, or go into the store and say, hey, we want the Chiefs Blitz deal. Check out their website at resellwithacelllectronics.com.
Resell.
Thank you, everybody, for watching.
All right, hey, John, I'm gonna make sure I get John's comment in here. It'd be nice if the Royals move and they build a new stadium next to Arrowhead, but the development around it isn't great. The area isn't appealing for other businesses to develop to be in that spot, and that's the whole premise. And it's just not an area in which you can develop a whole lot. They'd have to go across the street, buy some of that land. They'd have to chew up a lot of the parking lot.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot to fix that. And plus the major hotel there is closed. Now that obviously could be taken over by somebody else. So, that's not something that will be discussed. But the bottom line is this is going to happen a lot sooner than I think people realize, that both teams are going to make a decision.
Yeah, boy, no more don't drive that Honda Civic is over. All right. It got an oil leak.
So just for context, the opponent this weekend, they are in they're
doing the same thing.
The new stadium is going up, but it's like near where
it's right next door. You can see it.
Which is Orchard Park, New York, which is just outside of Buffalo.
Same thing.
Not a whole lot happening in that.
No
area.
Dome, open weather.
Yeah. So again, not that Buffalo would have a chance of getting a Super Bowl, but that kind of closes the deal. You're not going to Buffalo in February to play a Super Bowl. So
right.
But the state laid out a ton of cash for this.
They paid for the whole thing.
Almost
all.
But for all intents and purposes, it was the whole thing.
The Bills ownership group didn't have to put up very much, and they'll get all that money back with the
Pagulas, no business, and I think I think they were the ones that beat out the president-elect in the ownership when the Wilson family sold the team.
Mm-hmm.
And that I think pretty much started his angst against the league from that point on. So
it is. He probably would have had to sell the team.
You can say all you want about Colin Kaepernick. It was still the fact that they kicked him out of the club, the NFL owner. So that's it. That's all I got for
that's it.
Yeah, there you go. There's a little history on the Buffalo Bills, baby. But Ralph Wilson was one of the foolish club. He was one of Lamar's buddies.
Yeah.
So with that said, we'll see you guys Friday at 1:30. And also, the Chiefs will still stay in Kansas City. So with that said, guys, see you guys Friday.
Oh.